program, and we are here to celebrate the International Day of Women and Girls in Science. First of all, let me all tell you that for this particular program, we have invited our revered chief guest, C.R. Bhattacharjee sir, Dean AUS, but due to some issue, he will join us later. Also, I would like to express my sincere gratitude to all the professors, our guests of this particular program, all my senior scholars, and my dear friends. So, when I hear this about this particular day, like International Day of Women and Girls in Science, then there comes a penchant question to my mind. And I'll just quote a particular quotation by one of the pioneer scientists, female scientist, Marie Curie. And she said, because she has been often asked that particular question, and on that she answered that I have been frequently questioned, especially by women, of how I would reconcile family life with a scientific career. Well, it has not been easy. So that was her response. And I think that this summarizes the main aim of celebrating this particular day. So over to Neha now. Neha, is there any issue?
Yes, am I audible now?
Yes, yes. Yes, please.
Okay. Good evening, everyone present here. Myself, Neha Halar of MSc Physics First Sem. Over the past decades, the global community has made a lot of efforts in inspiring and engaging women and girls in science. Yet, women and girls continue to be excluded from participating fully in science. In order to achieve full and equal access to and participation for women and girls, the United Nations General Assembly declared 11 February as the International Day of Women and Girls in Science in 2015. This day is a reminder that women and girls play a critical role in science and technology communities and that their participation should be strengthened. While the world is witnessing winds of change for women scientists, India is not lagging behind. In 2020, India celebrated National Science Day with Women in Science as the focal theme. An equally enthralling announcement came when 11 chairs were established in the names of women scientists from India at institutions across the country. In today's program, we will listen to stories of such women and girls around the world and in India who has contributed in the field of science and have dared to take a path less traveled.
To further progress our program, I am requesting our revered HOD sir, Professor Indrajit sir, to give us a short talk on this particular event.
Thank you, Vijay. Thank you, Vijay. Um, First of all, I would like to congratulate our research scholars and our coordinator, Professor Ati Desamukhya, for organizing this International Day of Women and Girls in Science today, 11 February evening. So I congratulate research scholars and Professor Atri for taking pains, trouble for organizing this evening program. So I We'll speak only 3 points. I would like to put 3 points only. First point is women and girls should be encouraged in participating fully in science. In my opinion, in the past, I personally feel women have made tremendous progress towards increasing their participation in higher education, but they are still underrepresented in these fields. We should recognize the role of women and girls in science not only as beneficiaries but also as game changers. I hope this program will be very much successful. Thank you, Bijoy. I pass Bijoy. Pass to
Thank you so
Bijoy.
much, sir. Over to Nehana.
Moving to the first presentation of the evening, my senior research scholar Buran Ahmed will be presenting on the topic Contribution of Women and Girls in Science Across the Globe.
Am I audible, Vijay?
Yes, yes, you are audible.
Oh, okay. Vijay, slides are visible.
No, Burhan, not yet.
Okay.
Yes, 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 it came. Yeah.
Wait.
Please make it a full screen, Burhan.
Oh, it is visible.
Not yet. Ha, it's coming now.
Okay. Good evening, respected
The slide, yes, yes, it came.
respected sir, Professor B, and the Professor. I am my friend. So we are celebrating International Day for Women and Girls in Science, and the theme for this event is the contribution of women and girls in science across the globe. Uh, so before starting, we have to know the background of this Women's Day. Since the science and gender equality are both vital for the achievement of internationally agreed development goals, including 2030 Agenda for Sustainable Development. Actually, for the improvement of women
Burhan,
and girls or
sorry to
contribution of
interrupt
women.
you.
Hmm?
Burhan, your slides are not visible.
Oh, okay. The background slide is showing.
Yeah,
Burhan,
no,
disconnect
nothing.
your video.
What, ma'am?
No, your slides are not visible at all.
Okay, let me.
Burhan, yeah, and Neha also
Yes,
please
ma'am.
disconnect video.
Hello, Vijay.
No, no, no. Yeah, yeah, it came, it came. Yes,
Slide is coming. Slide.
yes, the slide is visible. The first one is visible. Title slide, yeah, it's visible.
What is not just second.
You are not audible, properly audible to us. Yes, it came.
Burhan, the slides are coming. You can please carry on. Burhan, are you there?
Burhan, just carry on with the slides. It is visible now.
We can't hear you exactly. Let him join.
Ma'am, I think we should proceed with the program. Later on, he will join. He left the meeting for some reason, I guess, because of
Just
internet issue.
yeah, just give him 2 minutes.
Okay.
By that time, you can introduce your guests to
Yes,
the
yes, yes.
audience.
Okay, okay. Neha?
Hello, Vijay.
Yes.
Oh, okay, okay. There is some internet issue.
Okay, okay. Join then.
Mm. Vijay.
No, the slide is not visible. Yes, it came. Please
Okay,
continue.
okay. I'm changing the next slide.
Yes, the slide is visible, Burhan.
Okay. Background slide. Hello.
Yes, background slide is visible.
Okay. Okay, okay. For
Please
comments
continue. The
on this
background slide is visible.
content, oh, 20 December General Assembly for deciding and internet to recognize all of laws play technology. Inter and governance technologies February and across the international women science. Main aim is to promote is to and also that it is and girls in
Brenda, you are not audible.
Burhan, sorry to interrupt you. You want to take some time and sort out this issue? I guess it will be helpful to you because you are not audible at all. Take some time and then rejoin. Okay, so Burhan will join later, hopefully. So we'll progress with our program, and so Neha will introduce the first guest of our program. Please, Neha.
Um, I would, before introducing the guest, I may request some other deans of the other School of Sciences to share their thoughts on the event.
Neha, I don't see any other dean who has joined this event.
Yes, no other rules.
Okay, ma'am. Then first, senior Vidyodha will be introducing the guest.
So first of all, let me introduce our first guest, Dr. Lathakimi Zaden. She is the assistant professor of physics from Mizoram University. And I won't say much about her academic excellence and all, because these are very intrinsic factor in her bright career. But apart from that, she holds some distinction in herself. So the vital point is that she is the first Mizo woman to pursue PhD in physics. And with that, I think she represented her whole community and hopefully gave a hope to each and every girl, Mizo girl especially, and all the girls and women in general, to pursue physics or to pursue science and tread in the path of excellence. She is also the first lady PhD awardee from the Department of Physics, Assam University. So these are, I mean, some distinctive remarks of her career. I have, or even if I do not say about her academic excellence, that would surely sum up of her bright career. And also, I'd like to tell her something about her research field. She has pursued her previous research in the field of condensed matter, and presently she is doing her research or continuing her research in the field of astrophysics. So I'd like to request Ma'am Latakimi Zedeng to give her valuable time and enlighten us. Please, ma'am.
Thank you so much, Bijoy. Thank you for the wonderful introduction. I still feel I am a part of the Department of Physics, Assam University. I was there for 2 years with the guidance of Professor Atri and Professor Indrajit. So I still feel you are all my student, and I still feel I am a part of your family. So I'm not new to your department. Okay. I was requested to talk about my experience in science, my personal experience. So I will, hopefully, I will talk about my what I, as a woman, what I experienced in the field of science from my student days up to my working days, and hopefully. Especially the ladies will the ladies, the women, they will uh, be encouraged through my experience. So I'll take you through my journey in science. So let me try to present my slide. Let's see, is it coming?
Yeah, it's coming.
It's coming. Okay, good. So okay. So I firstly, I'm very grateful. I'm very honored that you have invited me for this occasion, and I'm happy to see that you are celebrating such occasion, which we have failed to do so in our own university, in our own department. So I really am appreciative of this. So what I want to share is I made my title as my journey in science. So I started off my journey basically from higher secondary school in our days. It was a long time back. It was known as the pre-university years. So I did my higher secondary school from Patung University College. It was a college. It was under Northeastern Hill University. So I was studying there for science. As you have all experienced in school, we have studied science, we have studied arts, we have studied all the subjects, and when we reached the higher secondary school, we split it up, right? So our friends, those who are taking science, those who are taking arts, we split up into different buildings, different classrooms, and so on. So I did my science, higher secondary school, class 12, 11, 12 science from Patung University College. And as you have heard, I am from a Mizo community, and in Mizo community, those times we feel that mathematics, physics, they were very tough subjects. They are supposed to be taken by boys only. The boys are supposed to be good in maths and physics, not the girls. And so initially, my friends were girls. We all took up maths in class 11, and then I found that majority of them have dropped out in dropped the subject mathematics in class 12. So I was amongst the very few who took mathematics in class 12. So from then on, I see the differentiation between uh, the boys and the girls in science. Like I felt that why should the boys be good in maths, not the girls? So I was the lucky few. I was very good in mathematics. I did very well in mathematics from class 10 onwards. So I had no problem. But why did my friends felt that they were bad in maths? I was very, very curious and very, I was not happy with that. Anyway, so I took mathematics and then I did my higher secondary school. I scored very well in mathematics. So after that, in those times, those who are good in studies, we were supposed to go for either medical or engineering. And during my higher secondary school time, I became interested in physics. I was very interested in physics, especially astrophysics. So I wanted to pursue that career. But due to family pressure, I went for an interview for MBBS. I got a seat in for MBBS in Lucknow, but I was not happy with that. So I talked to my parents, and my father was very supportive. So he allowed me to not go for MBBS, but pursue whichever direction I wanted. So I was very fortunate, and then I joined BSc Physics in Pune University. So I did my UG in Ahmednagar College, University of Pune. So in those times, we had 2 years. It was a 3-year course, but 2 years of general physics. Then third year was dedicated to the special paper only. It becomes our honors. So as I've said, I was very good in mathematics. So in the first and second year, I did well in mathematics. My marks amongst all my papers, including physics, statistics, mathematics. In mathematics, I scored the highest. So the normal trend was that in the papers where you scored the highest, you take that as an honor paper. But even though physics was a subject where I scored the second highest, I took it up because it was my interest. I pursued physics mainly because I was interested in the subject. So till then, I did not face any issue of being a girl studying science, and in science, one of the toughest subject, physics. So I chose physics as an honor paper, and to the surprise of all my classmates and my teachers, it was the second paper where I got the highest mark. So I joined the third year as a physics honors, BSc honors. And on the first day, to my surprise, we were a class of around, it was not a physics subject was not taken by many people in those days. And the college was not that big. So we were around 30 to 40 students in our class. So on the first day, I was surprised to find that I was the only girl in my class. I was the only girl taking physics. The rest of my classmates, the girls, they all took either statistics, mathematics, or like that. But I was the only girl. And on top of that, I was the only one from northeast of India. So my classmates were all boys. They were either locally or from other parts of India. So they were they were shy to talk to me. So the whole year, third year, I sat on the first bench, first row in my classroom by myself. My classmates they were very shy to talk to me, so they would hardly talk to me during the class. So that was the first time I experienced uh, the difficulty in being a girl in science, especially in physics. My friends who are also from Mizoram, they took life sciences, they took botany, they took zoology and all, but uh, physics nobody took. I was the only girl. I was the only one from Northeast, so we had that language barrier, we had the gender barrier. So the in the classroom, so I sat alone on the front bench. I After the classes are over, then I go back to the hostel, and that was about it. And I face more problem in the experiment practical classes, since they were shy to talk to me. In many of the experiments, I have to do it alone. When I talk to them, they will respond, but otherwise they do not interact with me that much. So I have to do many experiments by myself. with the help of the teachers and the staff. So that was the first real problem or adversary I faced, being a girl studying physics. Then after that, I wanted to continue my master's in Delhi University. So I went to Delhi University for my master's MSc. And on the first day of class, I had a shock. We were around 150. It was a huge class. We were separated into groups because the classroom will not fit the entire students. So we were around 150 in numbers. I found that the majority were girls. On top of that, I found that the toppers, the top tens, those who secured top tens in the University of Delhi, in during those times, majority were girls. I was very happy during my study period in Delhi University. I never faced any gender issue. Of course, I faced a lot of difficulties adjusting to the life in Delhi, but never did I face any problem because I was a girl doing studying physics or studying science in Delhi University. So after that, after doing masters, we are like I was around in my early 20s. So I had to go home. I went home, and then my friends, those who had studied in other universities, different universities, they all went home. They are at home like that. So obviously, like we feel homesick, and then so I sit back home, and then I wanted to pursue further. Like I wanted to do PhD. So the only my interest was always in astrophysics. I did my master's with specialization in astrophysics, but there was nobody doing research in astrophysics in my state, in Mizoram. In Mizoram, that time, the Mizoram University just started, so the Department of Physics was also not functioning. It just the university itself was just started. Okay, so fortunately, there was a faculty from Patsum University College, Dr. R.K. Thapa, that time before he became professor. So he was doing research work. He was having some projects. So I applied for that, and even though his field was in condensed matter physics, so I worked. I started working with him in the project. And that time there was no, as I've said, the university just started. They could not register a PhD scholar yet. So after I joined the project research project in condensed matter physics with Professor Arkit Thapa, we feel that since we cannot register in Missouri University, so we approached Assam University, and we approached Professor Ramendu Bhattacharjee, who was a faculty member there in your department. May his soul rest in peace. So willingly he took us in. He was the main supervisor, and Professor Arkit Thapa was the co-supervisor. So I did my research under them, and during my research years, I did not. I knew that very few girls in Mizo, amongst the Mizos, were interested in maths and physics, but I did not know that I was the only one doing. I was the only one, means I was the first one doing a PhD in physics amongst the Mizo when I first started my PhD studies. And then later on, before I uh, complete the PhD, somebody pointed out that I was the first Mizo woman doing PhD in physics. And then when I got the degree from Assam University, then I became the first Mizo woman who ever got a degree in PhD in physics. So after that, uh, during my research years, I did not face much problem. During my PhD years, I did not face much problem as a girl doing research in physics. But my colleagues, those who are doing research along with me, they are all men. They are all men. So I did definitely had an experience where I was kind of verbally abused, which would not have happened had I been a man instead of a woman. That I faced. But I think that was not in because of being in a science, but that was being a woman doing research, working with all only males, since there were no women doing working in the same field. That is in physics in my area in Mizoram that time. So after that, I completed my PhD from Assam University. Then I became the first uh, Mizo woman who is doing PhD in physics, who had completed, who had a degree in PhD degree in physics. Then I joined. I was working in a higher secondary school in Aizawl, my hometown here in Mizoram, for some time, and then fortunately I got a position of assistant professor in the Department of Physics, Assam University, in 2009. So I joined there in 2009, 1 month after I got married. So I was married for in September of 2009. Then I joined in October of 2009 in Assam University as an assistant professor. So during I was there for 2 years. During those times, my colleagues were Professor Atri, Professor Indrajit. They have helped me a lot in many ways. They welcomed me, they helped me, they became my friends. So we had a very good work experience. I had a very good work experience during my stay there. They were very understanding. Uh, Being a married woman or staying, uh, coming from a different state and having a young kid, they were, I could not expect more. I had a very great time working there, and I did not face a problem as such during those times. I still am very thankful to them. We are all very good friends. And after that, in 2012, I joined as an assistant professor. I moved to my own state, Mizoram University, as an assistant professor in the Department of Physics, and I'm still in the same department there. So it's been uh, more than 10 years since I've joined some university and then come to Mizoram University. So during those time, as a young woman who just got a job in the university, Central University, who got just got married, who had young kids to look after. So that was the I think main problem I faced as a woman in science, the biggest challenge I ever faced, which I am still facing. So we have in every society, in the Mizo society, in your own society, uh, one of the main pressure we have is when we got married is our family responsibilities. I think in India, most family, when we get married, the women, we go to the husband's place, husband's family. So usually initially we stay with them, with the whole family. So we have the family responsibilities, we have the responsibilities of looking after not only our children and our husband, but also the in-laws, right? We become the sister-in-law. So there was many expectations, many responsibilities falling on us. And uh, in especially when we are doing science research, in science, it demands a lot of time as well. So balancing that becomes very difficult. On top of that, we have a societal expectation as well. That is, from society, we are expected to behave in a certain way, to take time for the society, and in our case, we have our church responsibilities. So for a woman, it becomes difficult to balance between the research, the our own teaching work, research, and then our family, taking care of our family. But that is the normal. That is the norm. Like for myself, also when I joined Missouri University, I'm at home. Like I'm in my own hometown. But I have so many pressure in the sense that people, even my own colleagues from my departments, other departments, they will say that you have the job, now you can take care of the family, you don't have to do research much. Like they will keep saying that you have to take care of your family, that is the priority. There is no point, there is no need to do uh, research, hard research and so on. Like you can just go with the flow, take it easy like that, take care of your family. So I have been people have been talking to me about that a lot, and it was my fault in one way also. So my research got stuck for a few years, a couple of years. So it was once in a while I'll have some very small publication, and that's about it. I did not take a PhD scholar for a few years, and then I was not active in research. I justified myself that okay, I'm working more. I'm doing my teaching job well, and I'm looking after my family. Research will take the second place. But a few years back, I came to the realization that I need to find a balance. I was not satisfied with my work. Of course, I did my teaching. I did it to the best of my capability, but I was not satisfied because my research work was at a standing point. My plan was always, even though I could not do a PhD in astrophysics, my plan was always uh, to finish my PhD, then go to astrophysics and do take up students and do my research there. So a few years back, I had a wake up moment. I realized that even though I'm a woman, women we are very good in multitasking. I should be able to balance between my work, my teaching work, my research work, my family work. So uh, I drove towards that. I tried to work towards that. So fortunately, I had a female research scholar who was interested in astrophysics. So she approached me, and I took her on. I told her I'm new to the field in the sense that I have not done research work. I have not published any paper in this field. But if you are willing, I'm willing. We are going to work in this field. So we started working in it, and then I joined. I became an associate of Ayuka, which I'm sure you're all familiar with. And then so we went to Ayuka. She went for a couple of months. I went there also, and then we contacted a professor there. So we've been working on it, and after now it's been 2 years, and I'm happy to say that our paper just got published in MNRAS letters. It was our We are very proud of it because we are new to the field, and also my research project to DST SERB has just been accepted for around approximately 21 lakhs. So now I'm at a place where I want to be. The journey was difficult. Being a woman, being so many expectations, the journey was difficult. But what I want to encourage the women students is that it's possible. You can find a balance between marriage, family life, family responsibilities, and studies in science, doing research in physics, working in the field of physics. There is a way to find a balance between them. Uh, so as you know, during the pandemic, we all have online classes, right? So we have two beautiful sons. The younger one is in kindergarten. uh, During he was in kindergarten. The elder one was in class 4. So Being a woman, in one day, I have to teach ABC and nursery rhymes to the younger son. Then I slightly step forward to my elder one, who was in class 4. Then after that, I have to take MSc classes. Then after that, I have to take PhD coursework, and after that, I have to discuss with my PhD scholars. So, being a woman, in one day, I taught from ABC to PhD. It was possible. We are women, we are very resilient, we are very, uh, we can balance uh, between different tasks. We are very good at multitasking. So, I hope that from my experience, the girls are the ladies or the women who are in your class right now. They are encouraged in a way, in some way, that they can be encouraged to that it is possible to have a successful marriage, successful family life, and also have a successful career in science. So let me go to the some quotations from famous people. The first one is that this is a quotation from Francois Bar. She is a virologist and she had won Nobel Prize in 2008. So she said that certain people, especially the men, discouraged me, saying that science was not a good career for a woman. But that pushed me even more to persevere. Another one is that science is not a boys' game, it's not a girls' game, it's everyone's game. And my favorite quotation of all is from Margaret Thatcher. She was the first female prime minister of UK. I've got a woman's ability to stick to a job and get on with it when everyone else walks off and leaves it. For women in science, we have a lot of difficulties. We have to struggle more compared to the men in science, especially when it comes to responsibilities from families, whether you're married or unmarried. We are supposed to be, by societal norms, we are supposed to be the caregiver. Even if you're not married, we are supposed to be the caregiver in the house, caregiver of our parents or our other family members. But we are women, we are strong, we have the women's ability to stick to a job when everyone else walks off from it. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, ma'am. It's very heartwarming to hear your story. And I must say that you are a very resilient character. And after facing all these obstacles and hindrances, you reached the pinnacle of success. And today, it's not only women and girls out here will get encouraged by your story. I must say that all the males out here, as well as all the girls, all the women included, all will get inspired and encouraged by you. Thank you for, giving us such a, bright and good story of your career. And we will take this as a lesson. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Over to Neha.
Now, as we continue the event, I would like to invite my senior research scholar, Burhan Ahmed, who will be presenting on the topic Contribution of Women and Girls in Science across the globe.
Okay, let me present my slides. Am I audible?
Yes, Burhan, you are audible.
Hello. Okay, okay. Well,
Yes, please continue. Present your slides.
okay.
Burhan, Hello, Burhan. Burhan, if you cannot present that way, you just project your slides and give a pause for 1 minute and then cross. If you are not audible, then we will have to do it this way.
I think the problem is still persisting. I mean, that network issue
Okay, then
of
we can
Burhan.
continue with
Yes, I think we will
we have
progress.
guests, so you can.
Yes, Neha?
Now I would like to invite the other deans of the other School of Sciences of Assam University if they share their thoughts on the event.
I would like to request Joyshri ma'am, please enlighten us with few words on the event. She is present in the meet. Professor Joyshri Raut ma'am, if you can enlighten us with few words on the event. Yes.
Yeah, I am here. Good evening, everyone. I'm very happy to be a part of this program. And as a woman in science, it is a proud moment for me. Uh, Actually, all the women and girls in science to engage in this celebration. Uh, and as we all know, empowering women across the world through science and water as a unifying aspect. The theme of this year is related to sustainable development goal 6, SG6, okay, SDG 6. And as a woman in the environmental science, conserving and managing water resource, it would be very important agenda where we all like women in science have a very important role to play and have a very decisive role. And as this department is organizing this program, I commend this initiative by the organizers and urge all the concerned to play our active role in furthering the SDG goals. And I really thank the organizer for giving me an opportunity to share and this my views. And I wish the program to be a success and have a fruitful one. Thank you all.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for giving your views on this particular event. So I would like to ask Neha to call for the next presentation.
Yes, before moving to our next guest, I would like to invite Ms. Rakhi Bhuya of MSc First Sem to present her presentation for this event.
Am I audible?
Yes, you are audible, Rakhi.
Okay. So good morning, good evening to one and all present over here, respected teachers, my seniors, and my dear classmates, and also our guests. I, Rakhi Bhuya, from first semester, am going to present before you the contribution of women and girls in science in India at present days, on the occasion of International Day for Women and Girls in Science, which is celebrated every year on 11th of February. The day recognizes the critical role that women and girls play in the field of science. In the first slide, we see the predominance of the occasion, as this day is an important occasion because in India, the ratio of men and women in the field of science doesn't match. Women are present at significantly lower number as compared to men. Hence this day might encourage many young women to take up science and contribute in the development of it. India have been known to be a birthplace of many genius scientists and mathematicians, so who were mostly men. Hence, there could have been many women too, if society had given them enough opportunity. Gender equality and women empowerment are the subjects we are being aware of and have also been improved nowadays as compared to the past. But still the number of empowered women are less. Hence such events might spread awareness and also develop interest among many young girls and women. The mixture of men and women minds in the scientific researches can give different strengths to the subject. It will lead to the innovation of higher goals if both the genders work unitedly to achieve it. We know a country is recognized mostly by its economy and its scientific developments. Hence, development in science will lead to the development in the country and will make it a better environment for the society. With this, we move forward to our second slide, which says the contribution of Indian women at present days. Women in general plays the role of a supporter, a mother, a caretaker from time immemorial. But there were also some women who stepped forward and took part in the development of science since Vedic era. If we talk about present days, we see the graph rising as women have become more knowledgeable, but there are also some parts in India where women weren't allowed higher studies. Instead, their parents gets them married and they become homemakers. According to a recent study, there are only 14% women among 2.8 lakh scientists and technologists in India. They contributed widely in different fields of science such as biotechnology, space, medical, information technology, and many more, not only in India but all over the world. Such brave women are inspiration to the society, and now we shall recognize such few women whose contribution made significant development in the field of science in India. In the third slide, next slide, please. In the third slide, we have mentioned some of those women from India. Dr. Ritu Kharidhar Srivastava. She is an Indian scientist working with the Indian Space Research Organization (ISRO). She grew up in a middle-class family which placed great emphasis on her education. Later she worked as an aerospace scientist in ISRO. She was the Deputy Operation Director to India's Mars orbital mission Mangalyaan. She has also been referred to as the Rocket Woman of India. Dr. Kharidhar received the ISRO Young Scientist Award in 2007 from APJ Abdul Kalam, the then President of India. Dr. Muthaiya Vanitha. She is an Indian electronic system engineer who has led projects on satellites at the Indian Space Research Organization. She was the project director of the Chandrayaan-2 lunar mission of the ISRO. Vanitha received an award for Best Woman Scientist by the Astronomical Society of India in 2006. Dr. Mrinal Rohit. She is a system engineer in ISRO. She monitored the system for the Mars orbital mission, which is also termed as MOM. She was involved with the team that launched MOM as the system integration engineer. Dr. Nandini Harinath. She is a rocket scientist at ISRO. Her role is of a project manager and mission design. She also worked as Deputy Operation Director on MOM. Dr. Sitha Somasundaram. She is the project director at ISRO Space Science Program Office. She also played a vital role in Chandrayaan-2 mission. In the fourth slide we have Dr. Aditi Pant. She is an Indian oceanographer. She was the first Indian woman to visit Antarctica alongside geologist Sudipta Sen-Gupta in 1983. Dr. Pant is the owner of 5 patents and has over 67 publications in international journals. She was also honored with Antarctica Award by the Government of India for her contributions to the Indian Antarctic Program. Dr. Thacey Thomas. She is an Indian scientist and Director General of Aeronautical Systems and the former project director for Agni 4 missile in Defense Research and Development Organization. She is the first ever woman scientist to head a missile project in India. Dr. Thomas received the Lal Bahadur Shastri National Award. She was also the recipient of Dr. Thomas Kangan Leadership Award. Dr. Shweta Rawat. She is the scientist from DRDO who developed a food protector to safeguard the female troops deployed in the riot control actions. Recently, she has been awarded with National Award for Young Women showing excellence through application of technology for societal benefits. This brings me to the end of my presentation. In conclusion, I want to add that such contribution of these women mentioned above and many more such women have delivered an inspiring message to the society as how a woman is capable of both homemaking and can equally participate in the development of science. They not only made our country proud, but also have installed big dreams in the minds of young girls of small towns and villages and gave them the encouragement to achieve things that the society calls impossible for girls. For example, recently a girl named Nazneen Yasmin from a small town of Nagaon of Assam is hired by ISRO as a junior scientist. So these great personalities are setting great examples and have also influenced young girls to dream big and achieve them even in a male-dominant society when given the right opportunities. With this, I want to conclude my speech. In the next slide, we have the listed links are from which we have collected the data for our presentation. Lastly, I want to thank my team members, Pragati, Diksha, and Rajesh for helping me make the presentation and Khairul for presenting it as well. And thank you everyone present here for listening to my presentation patiently. Thank you.
Thank you for the beautiful presentation. Thank you for enlightening us with information regarding women and girls in present India who are contributing in science, Rakhi. Now, moving to our next guest, we got Dr. B. Abida Chaudhuri from Research Institute of Humanity, Kyoto, Japan. Dr. B. Abida Chaudhuri has completed her MSc and PhD from Physics Department of Assam University. She was not only a college topper in her BSc, but she has also been awarded the MNF Fellowship for her PhD. She has also achieved the first position in workshop Remat Space 2013 organized by Calcutta University. I would like to invite her to speak about her journey.
Hello, am I audible?
Yes, you are.
Yes, you are.
Okay. Thank you so much. Sorry, I cannot remove the mask right now. I'm in office, and there is a restrictions that we cannot remove the mask while we are in office. Okay, thank you so much for inviting me and giving me an opportunity to speak here today. I'm very pleased and honored to join you here to celebrate this wonderful occasion of International Day of Women and Girls in Science. The day recognizes the critical role of women and girls play in science and technology. I'm glad that I have been recognized as one who has contributed to this field and wish to do some remarkable contribution to the society. I'll take the privilege to introduce myself very quickly and my research career. I'm Abida Chaudhary, a proud alumnus of Department of Physics, Assam University, Silchar. Every single time I introduce myself to the world outside with this very sentence, my adrenaline rush never gets low. I did my PhD in physics from Assam University in collaboration with Indian Institute of Tropical Meteorology, Pune, under the guidance of Dr. Professor Atri Deshmukhia and Dr. Mahen Kumar from IITM. So my PhD journey started officially in September 2013 and it was over on November 2019. It was a memorable journey. Truly speaking, I do not remember the blue part. When I look back into those days, it just brings a smile on my face. I'm standing and I give the credit to again to women in my life, my mom and my mentor, Otri ma'am. I was seeing them and I was growing stronger and stronger day by day. Still, I am growing with their support. Till date, whenever I am not able to take decision, the first piece come in my mind is of Otri ma'am. I take my phone, I give her a call. Whenever I am tensed and I am anxious, I give a call to my mom and I'm back to my pace. So I just look forward to these two strong ladies and I say, whoa, and I can too. Now, talking about my research career, during my PhD, I was looking into certain factors of the atmosphere which were claimed to have altered due to climate change over the northeastern region of India. How much contribution climate change has on monsoonal rainfall over northeast India. I was elucidating the microphysical property of deep convective systems. Those occur during pre-monsoon over those states of India. While I was writing my PhD thesis, I got an offer from Professor B.N. Goswami, who needs no introduction in our field. He was a former director of IITM and the recipient of Shanti Swarup Bhatnagar Award. He asked me to join his climate research lab in Cotton University during those days, and it was near to my hometown, and I was writing my thesis. So I thought, yeah, it's a good opportunity, and it's a dream for every atmospheric researcher to work with him. And one of my this dream came true. So I joined his lab in October 2019 and published a couple of papers with him as a first author. I learned a lot about monsoon. He is like known as the father of monsoon for this Indian monsoon. So I learned a lot while working with him. But I was looking forward to do some postdoc from abroad as I can explore more and see the work culture, what's outside this country. I also like heard and read about their advanced study structure and the advancement in technology. We all know, and being a researcher is always like, yeah, we have done PhD now. Let's do go for a postdoc. And while doing a postdoc, it's always a aim. Let's do it from abroad. So many things were reflected, and we can see their advanced technology from their research paper what they are publishing. So once when I visited ICTP during my PhD tenure, I can see those things like the BSc students, those who are like undergrads, they know so well. Well, while just speaking with them, they are so advanced. So in that way, like I just wanted to go once outside, and it was always in back of my mind wherever I'm working in India. I just want to go outside once. So I started filling up applications, and I think there was the high COVID time. The peak has started, and I started submitting. I filled two application, and like in 2 or 3 days I got both the rejection mail. Honestly telling, after submitting two application and receiving two rejection, I was already disheartened and I was so low. I thought I have no courage to face the world outside. I stopped filling application, and almost for a month I was sitting idle, and the fear inside me was like growing. My reserve money was getting over, and it's a nightmare for me, a life without my own income. It was 3 a.m. in the night, I remember, and I just woke up. I opened my mailbox. I saw this mad job in our field that we have advertisements where we get the advertisements for different position in our field. So I saw some suitable topics. I just filled 5 applications, and in just one go I submitted that night itself. And then from there it started again. The world was already sinking in COVID-19 pandemic, rejections after rejections. Every day I wake up with a rejection mail. It was now a daily routine. After 72 applications, you won't believe. One morning, I got this good morning wala mail. I got shortlisted for an interview, just for an interview. Okay. So now the score was 72 and 1. I was nervous. It was my very first interview. And I was preparing for the interview and I appeared. It was from KwaZulu-Natal University, Durban. After the interview, the PI declared the result there itself. He asked me to join as soon as possible. I was feeling so confident and happy. The first interview, and I was selected. I requested him to give me some time to go through the terms and conditions, like Then I was not very convinced with the criteria he was setting. Then I had to reject that offer. Then again I started filling it up in like the application, and now the confidence was more because the first interview I faced and I got selected. Okay, the second offer was a big one. I got selected for from National Research Council USA, and it was from the Naval Postgraduate School, California. Unfortunately, due to COVID peak, they had to position one US citizen, one non-US, and they converted the non-US to US citizen. Now it's like I was again disheartened. So after 84 applications, and finally this offer from RIN came up. I got the like mail that I can face the interview. Okay, so like after 84, and this was the third interview I was appearing for, and it was a long time, like almost a year, you can say. So I just appeared for the interview. I had to go through 5 rounds of interview with a panel of 7 members, and I got selected. They were convinced, and it's from Research Institute of Humanity and Nature, Koito Jamban. I'm presently working with Working Group 2, and it's in collaboration with JEMSTEC and Japan Meteorological Agency. I had to go like what this is. I'm employed under a project called Akash. This Akash project is looking into the North Indian region of air quality of North Indian region, and the due to crop residual burning during the post monsoon season. So my work responsibility is to work with the chemistry of weather research forecast model. We are trying to look into the simulation of chemical species in the atmosphere. So our research institute is promoting gender equity in science, technology, engineering, and mathematics, which is known as STEM. Our group leader is Sachiko Hayashida. She is retiring next year, and we are like 10 core group members employed under Akash project. Without any bias and selection, the gender ratio in our institute is to like in this core group is 2:8. It is men is to women. So there are 8 women in our group. In my present mindset, like I cannot think of gender equity, gender bias, etc. For me, this is like how gender is a concern. Like seriously, this should be a general societal norm. A significant gender gap has persisted throughout this year in all level of science and technology, engineering and mathematics, in all disciplines. Even though women have made tremendous progress towards increasing their participation in higher studies, they are still underrepresented in this field. Just for example, where right now I am sitting in this institute or whatever interviews I have faced, like when a research position is advertised, and if in case that job responsibility includes some field work, first place the employer will shortlist mainly men, and in case some female candidate is there, they definitely has to go through this question I have faced. You are a girl, how you are going to manage the field work? I don't know whether they are aware of Kalpana Chawla or not. She was into space. I don't know. So this kind of question, if I have been given a field work and in that responsibility, first of all, I'm applying for this position. I'm aware this requires field work. That's why I'm applying. And I can do no less than a guy. I'm for sure. So the privileged group of the society can hardly understand the daily struggle of a aware underprivileged girl child. Why I'm mentioning aware? Awareness is the term which opens one's eyes. Not every underprivileged is struggling. How she will struggle when she is not even aware of her rights and those things which exist. For her, these are like general. A guy should go there, a guy should study, and a girl should stay at home. Maybe those underprivileged people, if they are not even aware of what they will fight for. So bringing awareness to them is another level of struggle for the reformers. Every individual who is aware and want to bring awareness and is contributing something to bring a change is a reformer for me. I personally stand for the right voice, and I expect everyone should. The world is changing. Let's go hand in hand. Let us give the momentum to each other to move ahead. Let there be no jealousy. There are enough in this world. Trust me. Everyone is going to get their part. Just you have to fight for it, what you are dreaming for. And just work for it. Dream and work for which means what you want. Just day and night work for it. Yes, we all are human beings. We have to go through emotional lows, like downs and ups, and especially girls, I know. We got a lot of mood swings. So we have to handle that too. Just feel the positive vibes. Just try to keep yourself in that positive vibes. And you will fall, you will rise, and you will live. Just don't stop until you reach there, because we know it's not over until it's over. Be thankful that you are breathing, you are fit. Keep a sound body and have a sound mind. Think good, do good. Let's be Let the positivity shroud our soul and body. Cheers to all the beautiful and successful ladies out here and out there. Cheers to those who have reached their goal and those who are approaching. Remember, whenever you feel low, just rise and say, yes, I can. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for all your positive words and sharing your journey with us. I believe that this will be inspiring for many of us present here to not get disheartened by failures and to continue to work for our dreams until we achieve them. Thank you so much, ma'am. Now,
Thank you so much.
moving forward, I would pass this to my senior, Bijay Majumdar, to continue the event.
Okay. Now I would like to request Miss Ritika Shen from MSc first semester to give her presentation based on the timeline of achievements by Indian women and girls, and that would justify the congregation of ours in this particular event. So, Miss Ritika Shen, please.
Hello, am I audible?
Yes, Ritika, you are audible.
Okay, thank you.
Please proceed. Yeah.
Good evening, everyone present here. I am Ritika Shen of MSc Physics Sem 1, and on this occasion of International Day of Women and Girls in Science, I am going to present on the topic The Journey of Indian Women and Girls in Science, a story of breaking stereotypes. We must ensure that women's participation in innovation is not the exception but becomes the normal. Over the years, women and girls have been put into numerous challenges given by the Indian society. One of them was also to establish themselves in the science domain. And many women and girls have proved themselves breaking free of the stereotypes, showing their capability. Now we will go through the names and achievements of those women and girls of India who had achieved things never achieved before. To start with, in 1881, Lady Avala Bose, first Indian woman to study medicine at Madras University, established Bose Institute along with her husband in 1970. In 1883, Kadambini Ganguly, one of the first two women who were the first to graduate in India. In 1886, becoming the first female doctor and practitioner of Western medicine in the whole of South Asia.
Ritika, sorry to
In
interrupt you.
1886, Anandabai Gopalarao
Ri-
Joshi, the
Ritika,
first
sorry to interrupt
Indian
you.
woman physician to have graduated with 2 years
Please
degree in
present your
Western
slides.
medicine in the United States. In 1888, Rupabai Fardozzi, the
Ritika, are we
first
audible
Indian
to
as
you?
well as the world's first female anesthetist, a brilliant
Ritika,
student of Hyderabad Medical School. Yes, ma'am.
Ritika, your slides are not visible.
Please present your slides.
It's not getting shared, Ritika.
Okay, I'm sorry. I'm sorry for the inconvenience.
Yes, your slides are visible. Please proceed.
In 1888, Rupabai Ferdowsi, first Indian as well as the world's first female anesthetist, brilliant student of Hyderabad Medical School and the first ever girl to enter the prestigious institute. In 1880, I'm sorry, in 1939, Kamala Shahani, Indian first botanist who became the first woman to receive a PhD in the scientific discipline, the discoverer of the enzyme cytochrome C. In 1943, Ayala Somajula Lalitha, India's first woman engineer, specialized in the electrical engineering, the only female engineer from India to attend the first International Conference of Women Engineers and Scientists in the New York in 1964. In 1944, Ashima Chatterjee, first woman to be awarded a doctorate at the Indian University, Calcutta University. Her most notable works include research on Venica alkaloids and development of anti-epileptic and anti-malarial drugs. In 1948, Anna Mani, first woman to join the meteorological department in the Pune. Major contribution in the field of solar radiation, ozone, and wind energy instrumentation. Bibha Chaudhary, the first woman high-energy physicist of India. First woman scientist at TIFR, the first to discover mesons using nuclear emulsion. The IAU has rechristened the star HD 86081 as Bibha after her. In 1952, Rajeshwari Chatterjee, woman engineer who pioneered research in microwave engineering. She established the first microwave research laboratory of India. In 1960, Kamala Rana Devi established India's first tissue culture research laboratory at the Indian Cancer Research Center in Mumbai. Awarded Padma Bhushan in medicine in 1982. In 1975, Archana Sharma, a renowned Indian botanist, cytogenist, and cell biologist, the first female to receive the Shantishora Bhatnagar Prize in the biological science category. In 1981, Bimala Bhuti, an Indian physicist specialized in the field of plasma physics. She has awarded like Vikram Sarabhai Award for Planetary Science, INSA Venu Bapu Award for Astrophysics. In 1994, G.V. Satyavati, the first woman Director General of ICMR. In 2001, Katayun Adrishir Disho. Over a 30-year period, she revolutionized cancer medicine in India, refining multimodal treatments as the expectation rather than the rule. She was awarded Padma Shri for contribution in the evolution of cancer treatment and radiation therapy. In 2005, Archana Bhattacharya specializes in the field of atmospheric physics, geomagnetism, and space weather. She is the first woman director of Indian Institute of Geomagnetism. In 2006, Sujata Ramaduri. She is an algebraic number theorist known for her work on Sawasawa theory. She is a professor of mathematics and Kannada Research Chair at University of British Columbia, Canada. She was previously a professor at TIFR. She is awarded with the prestigious ICPT Ramanujan Prize. 2011, Thesis Thomas. She is an Director General Open Aeronautical System and former project director for Agni 4 missile in DRDO. She is the first ever woman to have a missile project in India. In 2011, Renu Swarup, an Indian genetics and former Secretary Government of India, formerly heading the Department of Biotechnology. He is credited with the establishment of India's largest microbial resource center, Microbial Culture Collection. In 2015, Sanghamitra Bandyopadhyay, an Indian computer science specialized in computational biology. She is the first woman computer scientist in India. In 2017, Soumya Swaminathan, an Indian pediatrician and clinical scientist known for her research on tuberculosis and HIV. She is the first woman to become the Deputy Director General of Programmers at WHO and serves as the Chief Scientist at WHO. In 2018, Aditi Shen De, an Indian scientist known for her research on quantum information and computation, quantum communication, including quantum cryptography, quantum optics, and many-body physics. She is the first female physicist awarded the Shanti Swarup Bhatnagar Prize. In 2019, Gagandeep Gang is an Indian microbiologist and virologist, a researcher with a major research focused on viral infection in children and testing of rotaviral vaccine. She is the first woman to be elected as a Fellow of the Royal Society. In 2019, Neena Gupta is a professor at Statistics and Mathematics Unit of the ISI Kolkata. She is a visiting scientist at ISI and a visiting fellow at TIFR, the youngest person ever to receive Shanti Swarup Bhatnagar Award at the age of 35. In 2019, GC Anupama, the Dean and Senior Professor at IIA Bangalore. She is currently serving as President of the Astronomical Society of India, becoming the first woman to head this association of professional astronomers in India. In 2020, Chandrima Shaha, an Indian biologist, the first woman president of Indian National Science Academy and J.C. Bose Distinguished Chair of National Academy of Science of the Indian Institute of Chemical Biology. In 2020, Jyotirmoy Das, professor at Indian Association for the Cultivation of Science, with research interest in topic related to organic chemistry and organic biology. She is the youngest scientist to receive Shanti Swarup Bhatnagar Award in Chemical Science. With this, I end my presentation here. I hope there are many more to come and set new records in the near future. Thank you. I would also like to thank Neha Haldar for helping me making this project.
Thank you, Ritika, for this presentation. Now, as we proceed, I'd like to request our revered chief guest, Professor C.R. Bhattacharjee, sir. Sir could not join us on time because of some unavoidable issues, but he is present now. So, sir, please apprise us with your valuable thoughts on the events.
আমার লাগে না তোমার যেটা তুমি যেদিন নেছো ওইটা দেখতে তো আমার লাগা দিয়ে কিছু আমি যদি হ্যাঁ ডিসেম্বর ফার্স্ট উইকে আমি গেছিলাম হ্যাঁ ওই
Sir, please apprise us with your valuable thought on the event, sir.
Thank you, Bijoy. In fact, I was listening to the deliberation of all the women in science and also the coordination being made by I was attending a meeting at the university and got little delayed and had to join little late. So at the outset, heartiest greetings to all women in science who are present here and also those who are not. I'm indeed very happy and wish to record my deep appreciation to the organizing team led by Professor Atri for making this event happen. While surfing the net, I found a very pertinent question on the theme. Why is it important to involve women and girls in science? Is it merely for ensuring equality or aligned with the current fashion to develop women themselves? When one group of people dominates a field of study, whether it's an age group or cultural group or a gender, there is a danger of creating a narrow view of the subject, including more women in male-dominated areas, will bring in fresh points of views, new talent, and creativity. It can also help increase women's social and financial position in some countries. Given the domain of our university, if statistics are taken, I can vouch that the girl students and scholars will far outnumber the boys. This is not to belittle the boys in any way. There was a time not long ago, girls were not encouraged to take up streams in science and technology in our society. There was a time, not today, this scenario has changed a lot. Innovations, out of box thinking are at the core of scientific pursuits. Having been educated in co-education institutions, I have always observed that girls have an uncanny ways to resolve an issue or move forward that would not normally occur to a boy. Honesty, adherence to values, and compassion are the inherent qualities of women, and these are the qualities which are also essential in the practice of science in relation to nation building and welfare of our society at large. In research too, girls today are contributing in large number at the national as well as international level. Research requires a lot of patience and tenacity besides skill and higher education. Needless to say, girls possess these in abundance. As a dean, I need to visit departments within the school frequently and other departments also, science departments, and noted that the girl scholars are managing many activities in the branches, in all the branches, including subject like mathematics, which is often considered a citadel of man only. Women and girls have already proven their skill and role in managing home and children. Now it is the turn of boys also to recognize their joint role in home management. I also see a sizable number of women faculty at all the science department, except of course my own department, chemistry, which had none till today since its inception. I wish that we have one soon in chemistry too. We have presently 16 deans of schools at our university, and as many as 6 deans are women contributing effectively to the academics of the university as well as the management. Even reports point out that billions of people around the world will be unable to access safely managed household drinking water, sanitation, and hygiene services in 2030 unless access progress rates quadruple. Rising demand, poor management, and failure to conserve water resources compounded by climate change represents key challenges. A new sustainable holistic approach is actually urgently needed to align with such strategy for conserving water. The 7th International Day of Women and Girls in Science aims to recognize the role of women and girls in science as agents of change towards the achievement of SDG 6. There is a growing need to discuss the water management for sustainable development, particularly economic prosperity, social justice, and environmental integrity. In order to achieve full and equal access to and participation in science for women and girls, and further achieve gender equality and the empowerment of women and girls, the United Nations declared this 11th February as International Day of Science for Women and Girls. It would be a good idea to send women scientists to talk to girls at schools in the neighboring area about their work. University and research facilities can be opened to the school's children so that the students can experience hands-on scientific research. More and more workplaces and science departments are using mentor programs to help and support women entering their field of scientific pursuits. I think the biggest barrier for women to be successful in their job or study is housework. Many people believe that it is women's responsibility to cook and do all the housework. Though there are many men here who do housework and cooking, still most of them even don't know how to use an oven or even light a gas stove or fit a gas cylinder. Families trying to learn girls to cook and don't expect boys to cook or do the household work. We really got to change this perspective. Let's pledge to change the narratives and celebrate the marked presence of women and girls in science and remove all barriers that hold any woman back. All this said and done, it should not in any way dishearten men and boys. Their significant role in science has been already recognized since ages and shall continue to be so. Men and women, let us both recognize this and evolve as a mutually supportive, performing complementary role at our workplace and as well as in home to make this world more beautiful, happier, and harmonious. When all stumbling blocks and barriers would be removed, and there would be spontaneous free flow of men and women in every spheres of study, work, and life. We will no longer talk about this. Until then, best wishes to all women and girls in science, and also to the men and boys who are already there in science, and also to all those who are ready to enter the arena of science. I thank the organizers for planning this beautiful event this evening on this occasion, and wish, in fact, the program has already been very, very successful. I don't have to wish it anymore. I send out a note of congratulations to all the team members who made this program very, very successful. Thank you. And I also thank personally to all the team members and organizer for having me on board to share a little of my thought on this day. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you so much, sir. Your words were so apt and it was so enchanting. Uh, so thank you very much from our side again. So now we move to very closer point of our program. But now, because of some internet issue, Burhan Ahmed could not present his presentation. So what I'll do is that I'll just present his slides, and I request everyone to have a gaze on it, because that would justify his hard work as well as will complete the program in true sense. So I'll just share my screen and we'll share his slides.
Bijoy, you can read, no? You can read also so that it will entertain.
Okay, okay, sir.
You can read
Yes.
from the first slide.
So,
That will be
yes, yes. So these are the facts and figures. Okay, I'll just go to the previous slide. So this is the background. Actually, he made these slides based on the contribution of women and girls across the globe. So he has included all the achievements, and here is the background of his slides, where he has written, I mean, the importance of this particular day, why we are celebrating it, and what is the aim. And then in the next slides, there is the key messages of gender equality in science and technology. And of course, all of us will acquiesce to this point that the disparity between gender should always vanish. And then, of course, we still have a long way to tackle this particular problem. All of us will agree. Some of the work, some of the astounding work by the female scientists are going on. There is encouragement, but still, we need some time to alter the very fact of gender disparity. That is very, very vital, and we can say imbibed in our society. Hopefully, in near future, this disparity could be, I mean, vanished or maybe minimized to some extent. Here he has provided some facts and figures. Of course, about some of the female researchers. I mean, what is the percentage contribution of them in the field of STEM, as well as there are some countries where the contribution of women and girls in the field of science, scientific era to be very particular, is much more than some other countries. And a lot of other factors are responsible for this. But hopefully, with the passage of time, all the countries, I mean, all the women and girls across the globe will be taken on board to have this journey of scientific, you can say, achievement. Then here is the exemplary example of female scientist. She is at the pinnacle of, you can say, scientific achievement, and of course an encouragement to each and every girl out there. Her, I mean, twice she has been awarded Nobel Prize in the field of chemistry and physics. So we all know that. And whenever females, I mean, especially women and girls, feels discouraged, then he or she must look up to her. Apart from this, apart from her scientific achievement, she has been a family person. She has managed a lot of things, and above all, she achieved what we know of her at present. She is another female with astounding success, Janaki Amal. She is the first plant female scientist, botanist from India. So here some of her achievements are listed. Then we have some other examples like Rosalind Franklin, Barbara McClintock, and all their achievements are listed. So as we go on, we can obviously say that though the contribution of females are not up to the mark of the males, but still there are some greatest example which can outwit all this particular fact and can change the very perspective of our society, or you can say the patriarchal nature of the society which still persists. So these examples are sufficient to showcase that females are no longer at the back. They can be always at the forefront, and they can do brilliance in science. So here some of the other examples, notable examples, all the Nobel Prize winner in different fields, and all of these are women. So we can surely say that they are not at the back, they are in the forefront, and hopefully in near future, more women and girls will get the right encouragement, will get the right opportunity to shine and join this particular list. So because of time constraint, I have just presented all these a bit faster. Hope it was soothing to you, as well as you could have gauged it properly and earned a little bit of information about these female achievers across the globe. So with these, I thank you.
Thank you so much for the presentation. Now, as we move to the closure of the event, I would like to invite Professor Atri Deshmukhia ma'am to give a vote of thanks on the event.
Thank you, Neha. Thank you very much. So before I proceed to propose the vote of thanks, I would like to declare the result of a quiz competition which we have organized. Our purpose was mainly to create awareness and to sensitize people about the event. Though we could not probably, I mean, encourage many people to take part, but we had a good participation, and I would like to declare the result first. Since it was more of an awareness kind of thing, so we have decided to declare the names who have scored at least above 50% in the whole thing. There were 30 questions, and the quiz was mainly organized by Bijay. So the first one is actually Shandeep Nath, who has scored 23, first year physics student. Second score is 21, scored by Safiur Alam of first year MSc Physics. Third score is 19, scored by Rakhi Bhuya of first year MSc Physics. And fourth score is 17, Laisram Demsana from Biotechnology Department. Also, Neha Haldar from Physics first semester has scored 17. 16 is scored by 2, Bidisha Shukai from Engineering School of Technology, and then Pranab Kumar Pal from Physics Department. So these are the 6 people who have crossed 50% mark, and we will have a definite certificate of appreciation for you. We will be sending it online, and also all the participants will receive a participation certificate. We have organized the program in a hurry, and I would like to thank the newly admitted PhD scholars to the Department of Physics and the first semester students who have organized jointly this program. I have just given them the idea, rest all they have done. I have done nothing. Just I would like to share a few statistics before I really go for proposing vote of thanks. Today I have written an article in a vernacular newspaper. Actually, what I could not say there, in our department, I am not very sure about the whole school or the science section as a whole of Assam University. But in Department of Physics, we see that till now we have awarded 59 PhD degrees from the department, and out of them only 15 are ladies. So it's the ratio is 1/4. And if we look at the admission section for last 5 years, yesterday we were looking at it with Dr. Bidhan Mohanto, it is around 25% admission of girls over last 5 years. So it's not very encouraging. And what is the most important point is that if you look at the scenario, all India scenario, what you will find that you will find girls, they are getting admitted in the course. There also you don't find many much of problem. They will do up to PhD also. In the PhD also the ratio is almost same actually. When I'm not talking about our department. It's about the whole India scenario, almost at par. But it is very difficult to find a lady in a higher position of institution where you have to take a decision, where you are in a decision making position or policy making position. There the guards are missing. And all my students and colleagues who are speaking here, uh, the issue is that why we can't make it to the top, what are the issues, and they are to be addressed. I'm not going to be elaborate here on this issue, but I wish that all of you, irrespective of your gender, you should be aware of the issues. Otherwise, unknowingly, you fall prey to certain things, which we have to fight out consciously in the society. Gender inequality is there. I mean, it is there, it is proved. Nobody can say that it is not there. So we have to work on 1970, speaking up, And you should be taking part. I mean, just don't become a gender stereotype. That means like people says that girls do not do this, girls should not do this, girls are not expected to do this. Don't fall prey to these gender stereotypes. We call it gender stereotypes, that girls should do this. So breaking it is very important, as already Dr. Kimi has shared that for some time in her career she was thinking keeping her research in the back seat. Now she has picked it up again. So that is very, very important. You should have confidence on yourself. And Vijay was talking about Marie Curie, who has twice earned a Nobel Prize. Okay, another data. Nobel Prize in Science have been awarded to around 700 people, men, versus around 60 women. So Shanti Swarup Bhatnagar Award, which is the highest science award in India, there also you will find a huge disparity. Indian Academies of Sciences fellow number, there also huge disparity. I'm not quoting the numbers because exact numbers may be just this way, that way, but huge disparity. So it's very important that we get scholars, they present paper here, there, but after that to take research further and to take research as a career or teaching as a career and going up to the decision making state, what we call, we are the very privileged few ones. I'm speaking in front of you today in a professor position in a central university, but this is a very limited number of people in that status. So I would like to encourage my girls to come up. Why you can't do it? There is no reason. You break the inhibition that you are carrying inside your mind to get out of all these things. And we all are equal here. What boys and girls, all are our students. So you should also participate in everywhere and try to take yourself forward. Maybe societal barriers are higher for girls, but you will have to break it. And you will, nowadays you have hands to pull you up. So you have to catch that hand and go ahead. So with this, I would like to thank first my students who organized the nice event. And I would like to thank two external guests, not external exactly, they are alumni, who are making significant contribution in research field, for sparing their valuable time being here with us. I would like to thank Madam Joyasri Raut. We invited all the deans of science schools, but probably people are busy, and they had a meeting, as Professor C.R. Bhattacharya has already shared. So they could not make it to the program, but she made it to the program and she has shared her views with all of us. And above all, our Dean sir is with us. He is always there with us as a guardian. And I would like to thank the administration for allowing us, HOD sir, Dean, VC, for organizing this program. And this time we plan to organize the Science Day celebration in a larger way, because here the time was a bit short by the time it occurred to us that we have to organize a program. Then also we tried our level best to make an impact. This program will be, it is already recorded. We will put it in our YouTube channel of the department. I hope there will be people who will be looking into it. So thank you very much everybody who has participated and who has missed sitting out at home. I hope they will have a look at it from YouTube. Okay. So if I have not taken the name of anyone, please don't mind. I would like to thank everyone associated, Neha, Vijay, for conducting the program. Thank you all.
Thank you, Atri, and all the team members, students, scholars. Excellent program. Well done.
Thank
Thank
you
you
so
so
much,
much,
sir.
so much, sir.
Thank you, ma'am, for your encouraging words and the vote of thanks. Now, today's evening, I would like to conclude the event now. Today's evening was very meaningful in many ways. We came across so many women and girls who had dared to break these shackles of society and contribute to science. With that, I would like to add a quote quoted by Stephen Hawking. It is not the scientific proof of gender equality that is required, but general acceptance that women are at least the equals of men or better. I hope the day itself and the events celebrated for this day all around the world inspires many women and girls to establish themselves in the science domain. And lastly, I would like to express my gratitude to each person present here who had joined us to make the event a memorable one. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
So I thank you all from my side too, uh, for sparing your valuable time to this event. And many of us, they have enlightened us. We have acquired many informations about the achievements of females around the world. So thank you again. Thank you all. Good night.
So with permission of the chair, Professor Indrajit Sharma, I declare the event to be closed for today.